Welcome everyone, I'm Diana, and in this video we are making these easy, sweet and tart lemon ooey gooey bars. Start by placing your butter in a microwave-safe bowl. Microwave it until it melts, then set it aside. Then grab a large mixing bowl, add lemon cake mix and the melted butter. Stir those together until they're well combined. You want to make sure there's no more dry patches. It's going to be really thick, kind of like a Play-Doh or a clay consistency. Get a 13 by 9 baking dish. Line it with parchment paper, making sure to leave a couple inches overhanging on each of the long sides. That's going to help you pull it out of the pan once it's all finished. Then go ahead and add the dough for your crust and go ahead and spread it out into the dish. I started out trying to use a spoon to spread it, but that didn't work very well. I realized it was a whole lot easier to use my hands, so I just pushed that down into an even layer, push it up the sides a little bit. You have to keep working it, but just keep on pressing it until you have an even layer. Then at the end, I grabbed my spoon and used it to smooth out some of those ridges and things that were caused by my fingers. Set that aside, and it's time to work on your cream cheese filling. I have my lemon here, which I have washed and dried. I'm just going to zest the lemon and then squeeze the juice out. I'm using a stand mixer for this, so I'm using a different bowl, but if you are using a hand mixer, just go ahead and grab the same bowl that you already used for the crust and put your cream cheese inside. This is softened cream cheese, it's at room temperature. Blend the cream cheese on medium speed for about 1 minute. Let that get smooth before you add any of the other ingredients. Then you're going to scrape it down and add powdered sugar, eggs, vanilla extract, the lemon juice, and the lemon zest. Blend that on medium-low speed. I'm going to pulse it a few times first just to make sure the powdered sugar doesn't puff up everywhere. And then let it go on medium-low speed until it's smooth. It shouldn't take long, just a minute or so. Use a rubber spatula to scrape down the sides of the bowl. Then blend it one more time just to get the last bit of powdered sugar incorporated. Once you remove the bowl, go ahead and use that rubber spatula just to make sure everything got scraped off the bottom and blend that in. You may see that you have a few lumps of cream cheese or powdered sugar in there. So what I'm doing here is just kind of pushing those up against the side of the bowl and getting out any really big lumps. You want it to be relatively smooth, but it's okay if there's still a few lumps in there. Grab your baking dish and pour the cream cheese filling right on top of the cake mix crust. Smooth it out into an even layer. Shake it out a little bit, make sure it's in an even layer. And then you're going to bake this in a preheated oven at 350 degrees Fahrenheit. This will take around 30 to 40 minutes. When it's done, it should be lightly brown around the edges, but the center should still jiggle a little bit when you shake it. I actually overbaked mine a little bit. It's a little browner than it should be, but it was still fine. Take it out, let it cool on the counter for about 1 hour. Then you're going to cover it up and stick this in the fridge. You need to let this set, I would say at least 4 hours. I usually do it overnight. Then the next day I come back and lift it out using the sling. You may have to kind of run a knife around it to help loosen it up. And then just lift it straight out using the parchment paper. Dust it with some powdered sugar to make it pretty on top. Then it's ready for you to cut it up. I cut mine into 15 slices, but you can do more or less depending on how large you like yours. Make sure to store this in the refrigerator. It'll keep for a few days in an airtight container. It's a great lemony fresh dessert, and you have this nice creamy tart cheesecake layer on top of your crust, which is a little bit crunchy, a little bit sticky, nice and ooey gooey. If you are interested in making this recipe, you can find the details in the description box. We hope you enjoy this. Thank you so much for watching. Please consider liking and subscribing. See you next time.